Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with a 650 cost quick match in the Hrairoo-Rah II. We're going to be on the special battle version of Port Base for this match here, and the Hrairoo-Rah II has joined the RT store this week in GBO2. Both the level 1 and 2 versions became available, so I did pick up the level 1 because it was a unit I did not have but did want to try. And since 650 was in rotation for the special battle here, really all kind of worked out because, yeah, special battle also came back this week in GBO2, which has been a lot of fun to have this mode back, especially since they did bring back the modified version of Port Base, which they actually list on the website as military port. For some reason, the slander against Port Base here is crazy, but yeah, they brought back Port Base, which I was very excited about. I really wanted to get a round on this map in particular. I believe it is the same as the last time they did the special battle for Port Base, where they put all of the bases and the beacons on like this side of the map that we're currently on. So really, you're kind of only fighting on like 1/3 of the map in this, but I'll take any excuse to play on Port Base. It is one of those maps that I really wish would come back into rotation. It's really a shame that it doesn't show up anywhere, especially since we have like 3 versions of the map. And with all these versions of Port Base, you would think we would at least see one of them in rated. Maybe the high tide version, so we can have a map in the rated rotation that has a bit more water on it. I think the only map that usually shows up in rated with water is like City Ruins. And even then, it's not a whole lot of water. It's only by those bridges by the bases, so not really a whole lot to do anything with. So having high tide Port Base invaded would be a lot of fun there. It would kind of fill in that gap. But yeah, no, Port Base just gets relegated to quick match only. You don't even see the Sunrise version anymore. That version just seems to be completely out of rotation. So only way you can play that one is in custom matches, so really just a shame there. Again, I do wish as a map that they would have more in rotation, and just kind of quickly list them. The other maps they have for special battle is Military Base and Tropical Desert. But yeah, for the unit I'm using here, the Hrairoo-Rah II, yeah, this unit is a 650 to 700 cost general, which as I mentioned did become available in the RT store, and has been a really fun unit to use so far, albeit one that does take a little bit of getting used to. I think it's the same thing I said about the Kahara 2 when I talked about that unit, so really with just me and these recent AOZ suits I've been getting, they've been ones that I've needed quite a bit of time to get used to really make the full potential out of them here. But yeah, Hrairoo-Rah II here, pretty fun units. Also a pretty nice kit of weapons as well. You get a pretty healthy mix of ranged and melee weapons. Starting off, you have the Binder Beam Cannon as your primary. I believe this is the same beam cannon used by the Basic Plant, and that is a standard instant stun. You have the Hrairoo-Rah II Beam Saber. You have a Waist Spread Beam as a secondary weapon. This is pretty similar to the one used by the Dom. It doesn't do any damage, but does get a stun, and you can use it while boosting. You also have the Hrairoo-Rah II Heat Blade, which has the same effect as the Dommel shoulder spikes, where if you hit somebody with a downswing, it will count as multiple hits. Did get it very briefly on the binder of that GPO4 there, but yeah, much better example on the Gundam Delta Kai there. Yeah, multi-hit melee, so really a nice thing to have there. You have the Binder Beam Cannon ×2, which is your rapid-fire alternative to the beam cannons. And you have the Large Blade Rifle linked, which puts the blade rifle on the shoulder, and it does count as a stop-to-fire instant stun with some good attack power. And since you can transform, you have transformed versions of both the blade rifle and the Binder Beam Cannons, each with their own ammo and heat gauge. And for some of these standout skills here, you do get Emergency Evasion System level 1, you do get Melee Composite System at level 2, you do get Maneuver Armor level 1, you have Aerial Melee System level 1, which I'm not sure what weapon the Aerial Melee is attached to. I don't think I use it this match, and I don't think I actually realized that this unit had Aerial Melee when I was using it. If I had to guess, I would assume it is on the Heat Blade, but Could be on the beam saber, it could be on both weapons, so I'm not necessarily too sure there. If you know in the comment section, feel free to point it out. But yeah, a really nice kit of weapons here, especially when it comes to the melee. If you compare a beam saber downswing with the downswing of the heat blade, you can get some really good melee damage numbers off there. Unfortunately, the melee is not going to help me against the red Zeta here. That suit does have a higher melee priority than me. The Hrairoo-Rah II here only has a melee priority of 2. Had to make sure I did not accidentally call this the Gundam TR5, since technically this is the Gundam TR5, but modified with some extra parts, so gotta make sure I don't confuse the two units there. But yeah, really have been enjoying this unit, and I still need to take it out into rated at some point. I haven't put it through the rated test yet, but having some practice matches here in quick match to get used to the unit has been, a lot of fun. And that's really been Special Battle as a whole. It's just been a lot of fun to get out of rated and play on these maps that don't really show up all too often. And, albeit it is in an altered form, it's still a lot of fun to, kind of get on here and, again, play some of these maps, because Port Base, as I mentioned earlier, doesn't show up anymore. So it's really fun to just get on any version of Port Base that I can these days and try and get some good matches on it. My only real complaint with Special Battle, at least for the times that I've been playing, is that I keep logging on whenever it's 700 and 750, which I usually won't have an issue with since it is quick match, but 700 I have talked about in my Destiny video. That cost I think has gotten a bit better with the release of the Freedom and the Burning. It's kind of switched up the variety away from the Barbados, but 750 is a cost that still feels like a slog to play, mainly because of the V2. This week we did get a new 750 raid unit with the Vignazira, and it's like, what's the point with the V2 being around? Yeah, for 750 they really just need to nerf the V2 at this point. I did talk about it, I think, in that Destiny video as well. Either nerf the V2 or release something that can better counter it, which I really don't like that version of events. I don't think we should be having to release new, stronger units to overpower a problematic unit. I feel like just nerfing the V2 to some degree would be the better alternative here. But yeah, 750, that cost still really needs some work. For Special Battle here, I've much preferred it when it was, anything lower cost, 650 or below. If it's 650 or below, I really don't have an issue with it, but then it gets to 700 and 750, and it's like, it's on Port Base, but I really don't want to play it. But, yeah, we're nearing the last few seconds of the match here, trying to help out my teammates here, since some of them are low on health. Trying to make sure we could maintain the lead, which it looks like we did by only a couple points, so a really close match here in the Hrairoo-Rah II, and let's see how we did here. Did beat my rival, but didn't get anyone on the board. 4th place with 5 kills and 3 loss, and 3rd in individual, so not too bad with the Hrairoo-Rah II here, but as I mentioned, a unit I'm still really getting used to. I feel like I could probably do much better than that, maybe sometime in the future, but again, we'll have to take the suit out into rated someday to give it a few whirls. But, yeah, it's really everything I have for the video here. As I said, Port Base, Special Battle is here, Special Battle in general is here, so, I would say definitely take some time to play that if you can. At least with the Special Battle here, I can say that, unlike the Situation Battle I talked about in my last video, where I said, oh yeah, go play that Situation Battle, and then it was really like the day that it ended, so yeah, at least this time I could actually say, yeah, go play the Special Battle here. A lot of fun. So yeah, that's everything I have for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Hrairoo-Rah II or the Special Battles that we have in GBO2 currently. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.